Well, hi, welcome, garden friends. If you clicked on this video, you probably like plants, you like gardens, you like succulents, and that's what we're about. So do me a favor and click on that subscribe and a thumbs up. And today we are going to go ahead and redo my succulent bed that I have. It's been raining, it's been cold, it's been just you know, January in Southern California. So I am antsy about getting in the garden. As you see, there's a lot of beautiful things going on, beautiful growth, and all the leaves that had to fall, pretty much, I'd say 75% have fallen. I have Adobe, my grandpuppy, in the garden with me today, and he's going to be joining me to go ahead and pot these plants. Yesterday, my hubby and I cleaned out all the leaves. We did like a little revamping of the garden, and I took out all these plants from my raised garden bed that I have. And as you can see, there's tons of them, and they've grown a lot, but still, I believe they'll fit. I'm getting rid of some that didn't do too good, although I was very pleased. Almost everything did so good, even though it's been so wet. As you see here, this raised bed, it's way deeper than what it should be. It could be half the depth, but I made this for vegetables, so. All right, here we go. I am putting on my gloves and I temporarily just put this carpet of stars, which is a ground cover, here in the dirt, and just so that it would have a place to be because I took it out of somewhere else. As you can see, I have a palette of beautiful plants to work with. My colors again are that dusty blue and those greens and oranges, and everything just colors up so beautifully. So when you're doing this, you have to keep that in mind, that in the summer, when these plants get stressed, they're going to color up different. So it may look a little bit too uniform right now because it is winter and everything tends to just go dormant pretty much. As you can see here, I am just placing the bigger plants that I have, the Sahara, Ectovaria, swordfish aloe, and some aeoniums. And I'm not planting them. I am just putting them where I think they look good, a good composition, and making sure that I'm bouncing that color around. As you know, these blue dwarf aloes, they turn dusty blue. They're beautiful, and they'll complement this Sahara, which has a lot of pink hues and just gorgeous. Now, as you know, succulents are champions. They do not need a lot of roots, so you don't have to dig too deep. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and try not to cut anything. I don't want to disturb anything because it is winter and they are going through stress. So I want to just minimize any stress because before the winter's over, I may have to repot some of these. So as you can see, this aloe has barely any roots. It's got two little stragglers, but it looks beautiful. And that's the magic of the aloes. They keep a lot of that moisture in their petals and just allow you to plant them in many places, in pots, in the ground, wherever. The aeoniums are gorgeous at this time of year. They awaken, they like the winter, and they are just a pop of beautiful green. So I'm trying to place them strategically around the bed so that they just complement everything beautifully. Now here I am looking for tools. I do have my garden shed right next door, which is so awesome because I just grab what I want. But I was looking for my trusty little chip brush so that I could clean out as I am planting. I'll have to do a detailed cleaning at the end because even though you try, you're gonna get some dirt in between the petals, and that's just part of gardening. Now, in hindsight, I could have pulled this bed out. It's got wheels, but it is very heavy still. I need to really change the wheels on this bed and make them more heavy duty, because I'm scared that, I don't know, one of them will break or something. It just got too heavy. It's too much dirt. And you have to think about that when you make a raised bed. But again, you know, if I pulled it out, I could have planted the other side really nice. But also, you need to have a good view of what you're planting, of your design, and front view is the best. So, I mean, I know that a lot of people, when they do videos on YouTube, they plant upside down, and that's really hard because you don't have an actual view of what you're looking at, but you want the viewer to see. So hopefully this gives you a good view of what I'm doing here. In a second, my daughter is going to come and help me so that we can get better shots for you guys. So thank you so much, Terry. She was my video person for the rest of this video, and it really helps to get you closer views and more angled views, and you can see what I'm doing here. This Starry Night Aloe, I have tons of them. I started out with one plant that had a bunch of babies, and that one has given me so many little aloes, and I love this plant, even though it is a little, as you can see, it's got a lot of broken little petals. It's kind of delicate in handling. Still, it is voracious. It just pups out tons, and it gives you a lot of plants and material to work with, and it stays compact, and it's beautiful. It is really beautiful, but yeah, it's gotten damaged because some of my kitties have been lying in the bed, and they mess with my aloes. But the key here, I'm going to pot it as densely as I can. Just go ahead and put as many plants as I can, and then I am going to fill it out with a ground cover that I have, and you'll see that in a moment. This curly jade, beautiful, beautiful. Again, one of my favorites, and so easy to propagate. But see, kind of what I'm doing to one side, I try to do to the other one. And if I don't have the exact plant, I at least try to mimic the color with another plant. Here I'm showing you that it has so little root, but it's still going to work. Again, these aloes are magical. Now this one had a bunch of it, so I'm trying to dig deep so that I could get all that root in there. Now this one, look at this. It's been separated from the mom a long time, and it has not rooted at all, but it's not dying. So I'm just gonna set it in here, and during the growing season, which is the summer, it will thrive. This one was no good. There was no center, so gorgeous, right? This is a gorgeous agavoides, but I found that it's not very hardy. I had more of this type of plant, and it just didn't make it. Here I only had a big one, so I'm going to gather 3 little rosettes to mimic the bigger rosette, just so that I could get that color where I want it. And again, these agavoides don't have a lot of roots, so it's just about placing them in the dirt and making sure that the dirt is, or the soil is soft enough. And that's it. See, this one's got a lot of root. I could cut off the root, most of it, but in this case, I'm just gonna pack it in there. This is the Starry Aloe, and look how gorgeous this one is. Beautiful. Now these agavoides, again, these are my favorites, and I'm gonna place this baby with her mama. It's been separated, but I just want it to look like if it's together with the mama. And I would buy I'm not going to experiment with the Agavoides anymore. I know that this is my favorite, my most hardy one, the one that does better in my zone. So if I have to buy some, the Sahara, Echeveria, and the Agavoides are the ones for me. I did end up finding a place for that little alligator aloe. Um, Even though, see, at this point, it's getting so saturated with plants. I'm like, where do I put it? But you'll find a spot. Um, just make sure to, again, be mindful of your balance, of your colors. So pretty. And these aloes stay very compact, so I know their growing habits. I know that they are going to be just fine being packed so close together. These lily pad aeoniums they're a bit delicate also. When you handle them a lot, they lose their little petals, but once they're established, they puff out a lot and they're beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a chance in my garden. Well, pretty much I've established all the bigger plants. Now I'm just filling in the spaces with whatever I have left over. And I think it turned out great. It's beautiful. I see those blue colors dancing around in the garden. And that beautiful red um, agavoides. Here I am putting the ground cover. This is a carpet of stars, it's called. And I bought this for between my stones, and I did put some in my garden on the ground. And some of it died, some of it is doing good. But then I found some more on clearance, so I just grabbed it and I didn't know exactly what to do with it. So now I'm just using it to kind of fill in the areas that have dirt because I don't want to put rock in this bed or mulch because mulch is not a good thing because it'll keep too much moisture in. But yeah, this seems to work out good, hopefully, and it'll prevent the little critters from trying to burrow in here or make holes or whatever. And we'll see how that works out. But in the meantime, it's gonna it's gonna stay alive, and then during spring, I'll go ahead and put it in the ground. But here it is. This is how it turned out. I love it. It is just beautiful. And again, don't be afraid to pull all these plants out right now. Just make sure that it's not going to be raining or something when you pot these plants, like the next days or whatever. I am going to go ahead and devise some type of like a hoop situation and put plastic on top of this so it doesn't get wet. Because these raised beds that hold so much soil can become very wet and soppy and soggy. That's why it's important. I did mix some sand from the ground in this soil, but still, I don't want them to get too much water. But they're doing great, and basically that's the key. Just keep an eye on your succulents. I saw no mealybug, no insects in these plants, so I know they're doing good and surviving the winter, which has been so cold here in Southern California. All right, everyone. Thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything, please give it a thumbs up, share it, do your thing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, like always, thank you so much for the new subscribers. and just take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.